Hi, my name is Peps Go. I'm 26 this year and I've been in the stunt industry for about 7-8 years now. When I was in poly, I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. I was studying in animation. I studied films. So I started looking for work outside and back then I was training parkour. And eventually I ended up becoming a coach for a while. And when I was a coach, I taught a lot of foreign students. So I could go like a whole year teaching the kids and they wouldn't be able to pronounce my Chinese name. But eventually someone misheard a name from another name and one of the kids just called me wrong, by the wrong name. And then he was really cute, so it kind of stuck the name. I started out as a stuntman from entry level, and then eventually I started doing stunt doubling and I started doing choreographing. And then in the recent 2 years, I opened up my own fight design company to do fight coordination and choreography under my own brand. So yeah, I went from stuntman to an entrepreneur, I guess. Yeah. But looking back, it just kind of made sense. When I was very young, I was a big fan of the Tokusatsu, Kamen Rider, or the series, and I was very fascinated with on-screen combat, on-screen performance. And it kind of drew full circle because eventually I ended up doing fight design and choreography for our Singapore's Tokusatsu initiative. There's a group that's trying to do like a Kamen Rider series in Singapore. Yeah, so it came all full circle. Actually, we don't get injured nearly as often as people would think, but it greatly depends on the stunt coordinator you're working with. Because if everything is done right, the bulk of the work, I would say 70% of the work is already done before you even step on set. The preparations, the safety, the planning, the camera. If all that groundwork is laid, it's actually very, very safe. As a stuntman, I cracked 2 toes, the bones in my feet. It was one job that required me to stunt double an actress actually. In the overseas industry, it's no longer accepted. They call it wigging because you're kind of taking opportunities of jobs away from minorities. But in Singapore, there simply isn't enough stuntwomen to go around. So here it's still acceptable for guys to dress up as women. But in general, the industry is still on its way up here. Action, as you know, in Singapore is not super prolific and we are not known to have very, very good action yet. So yeah, it's kind of an uphill battle. Hopefully more Singaporeans start to recognize action, and that will allow the local productions to start putting more resource into doing it. Because we don't lack talent in Singapore, all we lack is resources, time and money that it needs to prepare good work. COVID kind of put a complete stop to my work for that, I would say 3 to 4 months, because it's not just stunts, all productions in Singapore stopped. So for that 3 months, I was training, I was resting. But in a way, it was kind of a blessing in disguise for me because I really overworked last year and it was taking a toll on my health. My skin was getting very bad because I was not sleeping enough. So in that 3 months, having good diet, rest and training, it kind of got me back in my health. But because the work really died down during the COVID time, so I amped up my training because it doesn't matter, screw it, if I get hurt, it's fine. The key issue that I hope to be able to highlight is that it's very difficult to sustain a stunt career right now, and the main reason is that the current popularized pay rate for stuntmen by the main biggest production in Singapore is completely unsustainable for stuntmen. And what that means is that in my past 7 years in this career, some of the best performers I know have quit and went full-time. You can't start a family with this pay. And it's really sad to see, it's very disheartening to see this guy, this girl, they're the top of their line, but now they have to move out of the career. And what's going to happen is that we're just going to keep losing talents like that. And the stunt scene is always going to be basic because it's only the new students come out, they can do it for a while and then they quit. So if we want to see a future in the stunt career in Singapore, we're going to have to raise the rates and the sustainability. And that's what I've been trying to do with my company. What sets, say, Western films apart from Singapore, it's not just the fact that there are people of experience. They spend weeks and months to rehearse fight scenes. With that same amount of time and dedication, hell, like even just a tenth of it, just any preparation at all would be better than the zero that we're doing here. TV fight scenes right now is, alright, you teach this guy, you do this, shoot, action, you know? It's really unfair when Singaporeans say that Singapore actors cannot do action. They can. It's just that they weren't given the opportunity to learn and practice and equip themselves with the skills. So if we were given just a day with them, we can make sure that they can perform way better. And this improvement will stay with these actors. And on the next project, they'll learn a bit more and they'll get better and they'll get better. So I would like to think that every production that works with us, every actor, they take back a bit of something with us. Even if they don't work with us, they work with another team, they're a bit better than they were before they met us. So this is that lasting benefit we hope to be able to give actors, to be able to give productions with our action design.